Okay, good afternoon to everyone out there. I'll just introduce myself. I'm Lee Proctor. I'm the National Coordinator for Smart Recovery here in Wales. I'm here today with Steve, who is one of our peer facilitators and also played the role of the VRC within Wales. Steve has recently been in the local newspaper talking about his recovery journey and in particular SMART. So we're going to kind of have a bit of a conversation now around how Steve got involved in SMART and how SMART has played a part within his own recovery. So over to you, Steve. Do you want to kind of talk? How did you first kind of find out about SMART and get involved?
It was really, I've had a long-term sort of battles with anxiety, depression, several suicide attempts, and 2 years ago it really started to become crucial. Critical really. I slipped back into self-harm, which I hadn't done for 12.5 years. My drinking went absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, I had a GP who, rather than just telling me don't drink, she was like, I was still in denial about the drinking, but she said, I think while you sort your mental health out, it'd be a good idea if you got some help to stay off the drink. So I was referred to ADAS, the assessment centre here in Swansea, and they offered me 2 options, and one was the organisation called Barod who did Smart Recovery. So I started going along to the meetings and heard great testimony in the very first meeting from another group member, so I thought, right, okay, I'll keep coming back. Still in denial, but I found that the tools and techniques helped me massively. I remember being in a group probably a couple of months in, and we were doing an ABC, and I suddenly thought, well, hang about, actually, I'm doing that now, and I think that belief that, oh, maybe I can take something from this, really, that was like a shiny beacon of hope for me.
So those kind of going through the tools kind of enabled you to have those light bulb moments, that kind of self-insight, if you like, and ability to self-reflect on your own thinking. Do you think that's how?
Absolutely, I think, yeah. Because I'm in disputing thoughts, that's something that I never did. What I told myself was gospel truth, and that's not a good way for anyone to go. Not on your gut reaction.
No, absolutely not.
And it was, it is light bulb moments, and I've seen several people have that with various tools, and it was the ABC that did it for me. And somewhere my self-talk changed as well, and that's like vocabulary exchange, that's clearly to do with SMART. And having gone from someone crippled by the thought of failure to any opportunity would say, that's not going to work for me, I can't do that. Just started using things like that might or that may work. So I started saying yes to certain opportunities that came along. One of which was to go around and try and publicise SMART with you. And this all helped to build up sort of confidence and everything. There've been several things. Barod there's an organisation, and Swansea Mind been incredible, but I've got no doubt that what's actually changed, and it's big 180 in my way of thinking now, from being total pessimist now, I'm almost an eternal optimist, and that's come through SMART.
Yeah, because I remember the first time, because obviously you came along to my meeting in Swansea, well not my meeting, but a meeting that I'd set up about 15 months ago, and I saw the kind of person you were when you first came in. You were quite reserved, quiet, to then seeing your progress as you went through the programme and learning the tools and the way your confidence built. And I think one of the important things you said that, with learning the tools of SMART was helping you to challenge your own inner dialogue, because we've all got an inner dialogue, haven't we? And we have core beliefs and for some people, they just accept that as the norm and they don't challenge them in any way. And I think going through an addiction or a really unhelpful behaviour where you want to change and you need to look at ways of changing, and I think the realisation that your inner dialogue and your inner beliefs have a massive impact on how you view yourself, the world, and the other people around you. So I think through all of those things, then do you think the thing that you've got most from SMART is to be able to challenge that inner dialogue? Now, I almost like to put that pause button on and think, you know, there are other ways that you can think about this situation. It's not a black and white kind of situation.
That's it. I mean, it was. I think I didn't come to your first couple of meetings that I was going during the day, but I think you did start taking that meeting basically about at the same time I came to SMART. So I think that was very serendipitous. But that's exactly it. It's sort of like, well, hold on a minute, is that rational?
Yeah.
No. And also learn the fact that nothing good comes from trying to project what someone else is thinking about you. You just don't know what anyone's thinking, and that's a lot of things that we beat ourselves up about as well. Sort of like, well, they don't like me.
Yeah.
And you think, you know, but it's just to challenge that, and a thought is just a thought. And yeah, to be able to move that forward, and not even just, I don't think, I mean, it's sort of automatic now that you still get destructive thoughts and all that, but yeah, just sort of like, oh well, yeah, that doesn't sound right. You know, that's a massive challenge for anyone to do. And I think everyone at the start of the journey, because you're racked with shame, guilt, all those negative, useless emotions really. And if you can get past that and start telling yourself, well, actually, yeah, okay, today this didn't go the way I wanted, but this, and this did. Or okay, I didn't get that bit of laundry done today, but I did do this, and this. And the moment you start focusing on the positive, rather than the negative, that's when, I don't know, your whole perception sort of turns round.
Absolutely. And I think that's the great thing. I mean, you know, I use SMART obviously in my own personal journey, and even in my life today, and you know, to be able to go from that black and white thinking to almost, I see it as rainbow thinking, is there is more, you know, more than one way to see things, and you said something really important there. Whereas when people, you know, can be at the start of this journey or the start of this change, where if you don't have any coping skills or any life skills to see it any other way, you can just focus on the negative. So like you said, there may have been a time where you didn't get your washing done, and that would be your whole focus. I didn't get my washing done, I'm a bad person, I'm a failure, you know, and you bombard yourself with all those negative things. But to actually go, well, okay, I didn't get my washing done today, but I did this, and this, which were really positive things and ways forward. And I remember also doing a meeting where I first introduced and went through the HOV, because that's another tool that's quite powerful, because more often than not, particularly people who come from a kind of, if you like, an addiction background and mental health issues, I mean, how often do we sit down and say, well, what's important to me? What matters to me right now? You know, and I think that, you know, having the HOV is a really powerful tool to enable people to gain that insight. Is that been something that's been helpful? Because you talked about the ABC and obviously the DIBS, which are fantastic tools. Was the HOV quite helpful to you as well?
I think the way the HOV, because I for years sort of got into this mindset that this is my lot. This is my lot in life. I'm gonna continue to just sort of struggle through life. I'm not going to achieve anything. I'll drink to help myself get through. Basically drink was the focal point, even though I do a day's work. And I just thought there was no other way. I didn't want like a diagnosis or anything, but the HOV, it does help you focus on what's important to me. But it was the fact that the responsibility and the power to change his mind. And I think actually being told that is that you've got it inside of you. You can change this, and it is up to you. Making me take that responsibility was what I needed. It wouldn't have worked for me, someone saying, well, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it or anything. I needed to have someone to point finger and say, yeah, this is down to you, you know. And not just say you've got to stop drinking, but this will help and that's all the other techniques and that you've got. And of course, I mean, the HIV is great for motivation.
And seeing the consequences also, isn't it,
that's
on your life? And like you said, it's having that, taking that personal responsibility that this is, it's not about the things that happen to us, is it? It's the way that we choose to deal with it, you know, having the power of choice, you know, so having that realisation. And I think, you know, SMART was incredibly powerful for me in that sense of going, actually, I have a choice here. And like you said, you know, there was a time where you accepted almost, well, this is my lot, this is the way that I'm going to be. And then by coming to SMART and learning these tools, it kind of was clicking different switches in your head going, well, actually, no, it's not. You know, this is my, you know, my responsibility. But more importantly, I can't change it, you know. And that's, I guess, the self-empowerment part of SMART. Do you think that's something that's been really helpful to you?
Yeah, I mean, it is that empowerment. It's a word that comes up a lot. It's a great word. And it is, it's sort of, take the reins, you know. It's your life. And I kind of look on my life now in two halves, because I was about 37 and a half when I came to SMART. Again, I would say completely wasted that part of my life. But yeah, I look last 18 months or so, that's when my life's begun. And I can see now the life that I've clearly always wanted, but convinced myself I can have. It's there, it's waiting for me, and when the right timing is right and everything, things will progress. There's times I think I haven't put much effort into this. That's the whole thing. But I mean, I must have walked past thousands of pubs. That is the one thing, and each time that is a choice. And yeah, at some point I made the choice that, because I didn't think I could get better. I mean, that's the clear thing. I didn't think it was, and I thought I would end up taking my life, getting it right one day, as it were. Now that's not even my thinking, you know. And like you say, different things do set off different. I mean, the HIV was great for making me own it, claim responsibility. The ABC, brilliant for actually, and like DIBS, disputing your beliefs. That's just brilliant for everyday life. The cost benefit analysis I've seen, I love that with people, because they just see, the benefits.
In black and white.
Yeah, they can see it there. There's the benefits.
And I think
while you're using.
Yeah, absolutely. And also you made a really good point there, and I think that's you know, certainly what I would like people to understand about SMART. It's not just about addictive behaviour, is it? It's about everyday life. It's about the challenges that we come across, the thoughts that we have, the situations we find ourselves in, and I kind of almost see it like in some ways a life skills program, really, you know.
100%.
So obviously a lot of things have changed for you. So you've gone from being somebody that didn't think they were going to achieve much in life, and that was their lot, and you came along to SMART, and obviously that started to change, and so much so then you then decided to train to become a facilitator. So how have you found your experience of being a facilitator?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I think I initially was going to do, I did Getting SMART, and I was going to do just to give myself better understanding. I wasn't sure I'd ever use it. And then you were delivering some face-to-face training, so I went with you on that. And it started just covering, because there were 3 meetings a week up at Barrod where the Sunday meetings take place, so covering the odd one there. And then we started a new one which is specifically peer-led, which at the moment I'm the only one, but there are a number of other people doing the training. That's a Wednesday morning group. And that was great to actually sort of have your own meeting, as it were. Kay Barrett set it all up and everything. And yeah, I think he just sort of, I mean, I went to the first of the facilitator workshops he did, and that was huge help. That was, it was really good to share ideas and everything. And I don't know, your confidence grows, because when I first started facilitating, it was okay, checking straight to the board. You know, and I was thinking, how are we going to fill up an hour and a half? And now I find that after checking, and I mean, it helps. We've got a good core of people that come to SMART meetings in Swansea, but the discussion kind of just starts quite organically.
And that's how we would like smart meetings to run, isn't it?
That's it. It's great.
You know, it's not about it being forced, it is about it being relaxed, and obviously, you know, having that structure, and that's why, you know, we have the structure as we do for the smart meetings, and a lot of the stuff comes, as you know, from doing the check-in, and like you say, just by starting off with what people have brought in the check-in, it just naturally progresses into a discussion, you know. So have you seen for yourself the effect kind of Smart has had on other people maybe that have been new to Smart that have come along to the meetings? Have you experienced light bulb moments with other people as well?
I have, and I mean the beauty of Smart, because I started going to Smart when I was still in denial, and it was sort of further down the line, I was able to actually look back and realise the problem that drink and drugs have been in my life, and I was already noticing how much better my life was without them. And I know of a number of people who have been coming to Smart for a while before they detox, and they've hit the ground running when they come out of detox there. I think that's the great thing about Smart, is it's accessible. You know, we're not like 100% abstinent, because you put somebody into detox for 2 weeks, you stop the physical dependency, but the psychological thing's still there, and you doom a lot of people to failure, I think, in that respect. And yeah, you do, like you say, you can be in a meeting and sometimes, often it's when someone's talking about someone else, or they're talking and they don't realise it straight away until they've said it out loud. But yeah, the light bulb moments, and you do see them. And it is great because you just kind of, you almost see their face go like, huh, yeah.
So what would you, so if somebody was kind of new to this, new to the kind of recovery journey, what would you kind of say to them in regards to attending Smart meetings? Because, you know, not everyone, you know, the thought of going into a group, and particularly a group of people that you don't know, a program you don't know, can be really scary and daunting. So what kind of advice would you give to anyone in that situation?
I mean, I never wanted to go into group. I thought I needed one-on-one counselling, that would clear everything up. But I love the group sort of mutual aid setting. I mean, Smart, all of these, I think, these settings I've seen, I mean, certainly it's Smart, and like, it's non-judgmental, and you see new people, and they listen to people, and you can see normally they're vocalised going, yeah, I feel like that sometimes. Everyone's story is so unique, but there's a huge amount of common ground. And I think, it's a massive thing to walk through that door. And the depression, that's it. You participate as much or as little as you want, and it's quite funny at times because you do see someone in their first or second meeting, they're like a little church mouse, and you can totally understand they're not going to say anything, and then someone says something that resonates with them, and all of a sudden, and once you've opened that valve, I think people find it massively freeing, you know. And I mean, it doesn't matter if someone does that in their first meeting or 3 months down the line, if they keep coming. And that's the one thing, I make sure that I make a point of saying what a massive step it is to get through the door in that first meeting, because that can't be underestimated, you know.
Excellent. So moving forward now for you, so what does the kind of future hold for you? Because obviously your life looks very, very different to what it did kind of 18 months ago. So what is, you know, what's the future plans for you now?
I'll be looking somewhere this year to be finding some paperwork. I mean, I volunteer for another alcohol and drug-based or substance misuse agency in Swansea. I am Barrod Service Use Representative, so we have monthly meetings to try and see what we can bring to the service and everything.
You're writing a book, I heard? Or
yes, I've written a book. Yeah, that's been published. It should be published later this year. Called The Day I Chose to Live.
Oh, fantastic.
And I mean, I never sat down to write a thing. You asked me to speak at the rehab Brunel, and I thought, how can I speak for 20 minutes?
But you did.
That's it.
I couldn't shut you up.
I know, that's it. And then this 100,000 page thing fell out of me. Gave it to a few close people to read, and they said, you know what, there's something, I've got a publisher and it should be published later this year, so that is extremely exciting.
Absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
no,
It's
that's extremely
amazing.
exciting.
I'm just so incredibly proud. Because like I say, you know, having met you 15 months ago, you were in a really, really different place to where you are now. So kind of just to finalise then, what impact would you say that SMART has had within your own recovery?
Oh, life changing. I'm not sure that, I mean, you can't say because it was the first time I really asked for help and looked. But yeah, SMART, it resonated with me. Science-based thing was good for me, I think. And the fact that sort of revolving doors, you know, I had someone personal testimony, like my first thing, it'd been coming for nearly a year. And to hear that they've been where I was, and now they were there. And hopefully I'm like that now.
So you're that inspiration, as I'm sure you are, to many people now.
I suppose, yeah. Because, yeah, I think some way you've got to instill a little bit of hope in people, and then people tend to run with it, I think. And so it's important that you have the success stories and everything. And we've got really good corals, honestly. And yeah, you all encourage each other, you know, it sort of becomes, recovery becomes, well, community and everything.
And connection.
That's
you know,
the
it's
connection,
that recovery capital as well, isn't it? You know, and I think, you know, again, you know, the important point you made there about having that sense of hope. And when you're at the start of this journey, you know, you can't kind of see your way. How am I going to get through it? So, and that's the beauty of SMART and mutual aid in itself, to go along to a meeting and hear that, you know, someone was once where you are right now, but they're so much further on. They've got all these, you know, kind of positive changes that have happened in their lives, and I think more importantly now, as you learn the program and certainly, you know, you implement the program within your life, you've got this set of coping skills and life skills, if you like, that you didn't have before, that enables you to make better choices in the future, which is obviously what you've gone on to do. So that's absolutely fantastic.
Or be able to make choices. I just couldn't. The anxiety about the simplest thing at times would render me just so indecisive.
But now you know you can.
That's it, exactly.
And it is a choice.
And that's the thing that's grown as well, is I trust me. I hated myself for quarter century plus. I like me now, and I trust my views. I trust my motives. You know, I am a decent person. That I always pictured myself as, but
fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, I never sat down to write a thing. You asked me to speak at the rehab bring out, and I thought, how can I speak for 20 minutes?
But you did.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I couldn't show you up.
I know, that's it. And then this 100,000 page thing fell out of me. And gave it to a few close people to read, and they said, you know what, there's something, I've got a publisher and it should be published later this year, so that is extremely exciting.
Absolutely fantastic.
No,
it's amazing. I'm just so incredibly proud. Because like I say, you know, having met you 15 months ago, you were in a really, really different place to where you are now. So kind of just to finalise then, what impact would you say that SMART has had within your own recovery?
Oh, life changing. I'm not sure that, I mean, you can't say because it was the first time I really asked for help and looked. But yeah, SMART, it resonated with me. Science-based thing was good for me, I think. And the fact that sort of revolving doors, you know, I had someone personal testimony, like my first thing, it'd been coming for nearly a year. And to hear that they've been where I was, and now they were there. And hopefully I'm like that now.
So you're that inspiration, as I'm sure you are, to many people now.
I suppose, yeah. Because, yeah, I think some way you've got to instill a little bit of hope in people, and then people tend to run with it, I think. And so it's important that you have the success stories and everything. And we've got really good corals, honestly. And yeah, you all encourage each other, you know, it sort of becomes, recovery becomes, well, community and everything.
And connection.
That's
you know,
the
it's
connection,
that recovery capital as well, isn't it? You know, and I think, you know, again, you know, the important points you made there about having that sense of hope. And when you're at the start of this journey, you know, you can't kind of see your way. How am I going to get through it? So, and that's the beauty of SMART and mutual aid in itself, to go along to a meeting and hear that, you know, someone was once where you are right now, but they're so much further on. They've got all these, you know, kind of positive changes that have happened in their lives. And I think more importantly now, as you learn the programme and certainly, you know, you implement the programme within your life, you've got this set of coping skills and life skills, if you like, that you didn't have before, that enables you to make better choices in the future, which is obviously what you've gone on to do. So that's absolutely fantastic.
Or be able to make choices. I just couldn't. The anxiety of about the simplest thing at times would render me just so indecisive.
But now you know you can.
That's it, exactly.
And it is a choice.
And that's the thing that's grown as well, is I trust me. I hate myself for quarter century plus. I like me now, and I trust my views. I trust my motives. You know, I am a decent person. That I always pictured myself as, but never believed I was. But yeah, I'm all right, you know, and that's the biggest thing, I think. It's made me comfortable in my own skin, and I think when you're not second guessing everything you're doing and everything you're saying, then it is freeing.
Yeah,
it massively
absolutely.
Is. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's been amazing. Well,
No,
thank you for talking to me this
Thank you,
afternoon.
Lee.
It's been a pleasure.
No.
So thank you very much.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
So if you want to know any more about Smart Recovery, please go to our website, which is uksmartrecovery.com. We have a wealth of information. You can go on and do the online training, which is Getting Smart, which teaches you all the tools and techniques and everything you need to know about the programme. You don't have to train as a facilitator, but it's about understanding the programme. And if you reach a point within your recovery where you're ready, you can train as a facilitator and do exactly what Steve has done and gone out and start your own community meeting. But yeah, thank you for being here today, and thank you guys for listening. Bye.